Welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Tash, the channel where we talk about topics regarding medicine, healing, and motivation. We explore topics regarding healing the mind, body, and the soul. Alright, so if you're interested on soul journeys, alright, then this is the channel for you. Please don't forget to subscribe, do the right thing, give this video a thumbs up. Alright, so today we're going to be continuing with the teaching of the twins, the twin souls, the twin flames, also known as the soul partners. Alright, so if you don't know what a twin flame is, alright, please go check out my first video, the twin souls and their true purpose. When we awaken, our ancestors use different methods, right, of awakening us on our spiritual journeys. Some people go through sickness, mental instability, joblessness, financial crisis, traumatic experiences, accidents, etc. Those are some of the ways that they can get you to awaken to your soul's purpose. So everything just falls apart, right, in your life, and now you start your awakening journey. All right, so some ancestors choose to use the dynamic of love. They get you to awaken through love, all right, and this is what we call the twin flame or the twin soul journey. It is not a journey, all right, that is for the faint of heart. Twin flame journey is for, I think, some of the most advanced souls within this universe, some of the strongest souls within this universe. If God had to ask me, all right, if I want to go through this journey again, I would gladly decline because it's not for the faint of heart. This is why we're here to teach. All right, so this is not going to resonate with everyone because not everyone is going to experience this. It's only for the selected few souls and people who are on their soul journeys and people who are on their soul awakening and soul healing journeys. All right, so as I already explained, twin souls are the same soul essence, right? They are the same soul that was split into two, all right, and then they reincarnate right into this lifetime, but they have known each other in previous lives. So it's a cosmic soul contract, all right. And when they choose to reincarnate, they then reincarnate into different families, and then go on to their own lives, born into their families. When they reincarnate, they don't always reincarnate at the same time. So you can have twins that are far apart in age. You can have twin souls that are not even the same gender, as in a male and a male, a female and a female. And you can also have the twin souls that are the male and female dynamic. So if you know your twin soul, guys, within this lifetime, you are very lucky because it's very rare that you actually meet them in this life. All right, so upon reincarnation, then they are born into the families they are born into, and then comes the first phase. The first phase of the twin flame relationship is obviously the meeting, all right, and the awakening. Now you meet your twin, and when you meet your twin, you don't know, obviously you don't know, all right, you don't know that it's them, but you meet, right, and you awaken to the fact that there's a lot of similarities, right, that you share with your twin. You look at this person and you just can't put your finger on it, all right, but it's almost as if you've known this person, all right, because you've known this person. What happens during the awakening and meeting phase is that there's a sort of electromagnetic magnetic connection that is not like anything that you've ever experienced with anyone. So here we're talking about energy, chemistry. Remember, this is an energetic relationship, all right, that connects you to them in a way that you cannot explain. All right, and when you meet them, you're like, oh my God, right, I met the love of my life. Or if it's a friend dynamic, you feel like, oh my gosh, you're going to be my friend for the rest of my life and I can share everything with you. All right, because one thing we need to know about the twin souls, that they are the perfect mirror. The same soul in different bodies, they are your mirror, which is very different from the soulmate dynamic. Soulmates are the perfect match. So the perfect match, someone that you normally have relations with, someone that you can build a partnership with or be in some kind of relation dynamic with. Soulmates are also there to teach you some lessons, some life lessons. They're there to trigger a lot of things, all right? Soulmates are there to trigger you in terms of grief. They're there also to trigger regret. Right, when you meet a soulmate, some soulmates are there to trigger regret, right? This is why when people sometimes even get married, they have a lot of regret, all right, because the soulmate is there to trigger some of the hardest life lessons, all right, as well. So a soulmate is a perfect match, but a twin flame is a perfect mirror. All right, when you look at this person, you are looking at yourself. With soulmates, there are many different kinds of partnerships that you can have. There are many different matches. All right, there are many different people that you can meet, but with the twin souls, there's only one. Right, there's only one who shares your soul frequency and soul essence. Okay, and so the twins then go through a conflict and triggering phase, because one thing about the twin, they're going to trigger some of your shadows, they're going to trigger some of the things that you need to deal with, they're going to trigger some of your insecurities, they're going to trigger some of the most unhealed parts, right, about you. So you are going to go into conflict and triggering, because twin souls cannot heal each other. They sort of need to find their own healing. All right, they need to go on their own separate healing journeys and heal themselves. So during the conflict and resolution, obviously conflict will bring about separation. So there is a point where you guys go through separation in the physical. Right, so this is where it becomes interesting, because even though there's separation in the physical, twin flames don't really separate. They don't separate. Okay, there's no separation because the relationship extends beyond the 3D world, right? It goes into the 4D and the 5D. This is where the ancestors, right, get to turn up the volume, guys. They get to turn up the volume, because you've told yourself, oh my gosh, I've moved on, I forgot about this person, and then the ancestors are like, you've got a twin. All right, so you'll notice that the twin is the one who is going to come and tell you certain things, right, on your healing journey. In fact, they are mostly there from the beginning of your healing journey. I remember when I started my healing journey, it was my twin who came to tell me to awaken or guide me through doing certain things or send certain messages from my ancestors. This is an ancestrally charged relationship. The ancestors are behind this as well, right? Yeah, there's a partnership in this, because you guys are here to heal each other and you're here to heal lineages. So the relationship does not die just because you guys don't talk within the 3D. It extends beyond the 3D, which is what makes it a love story of a lifetime. So ancestors turn up the volume. They turn up the volume. You're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, why am I going crazy? Why am I still dreaming of this person? We don't talk. I haven't seen them for 8 years, 10 years, but we kind of like still talking. Like you, it's just gonna be a lot, right? You're gonna go through a lot of questioning, sometimes even like obsession, because you're missing the point. You're missing the point. The point is that this person is there to help you to awaken, help you there to heal, not necessarily there for a physical sort of relationship. It's very rare where twins get to be with each other like that, right, within this lifetime. The relationship is about healing, all right, unless they choose, all right, to be with each other, right, within this lifetime. The key here is to focus on the healing journey, because yes, energetically you are going through the fields. You should learn to separate, all right, the two. Is that this is an energetic relationship. You will notice that the communication extends right throughout your healing. You're constantly receiving messages from the person, you're constantly receiving messages from your ancestors from this person. All right, so the key is to really just focus on the healing journey. The more you try to interfere in the physical, is the more separation, or the more separated you're going to be from the twin soul. So focus on yourself. Divine feminines are the ones that get to awaken first, mostly right within this relationship dynamic. They are the ones who sort of get to drive the relationship, and then follows the divine masculine. So the awakening for the twins does not happen simultaneously. It does not happen at the same time. The more you do your work as the divine feminine, it is the more, right, that it prompts the awakening of the other soul to the connection and the relationship. It's not a walk in the park. Obviously, during the separation phase, You guys have met other soulmates, sometimes even karmic souls, and you have entered into partnerships and relationships, but it does not change the relationship dynamic that you have with your twin. They're always going to be there. I went through a lot of karmic work, and I had to go through a lot of karmic work ancestrally, and I had to go through a lot of karmic cleansings, all right, and things like that. Okay, so if you watch my video on transcending the ancestral initiation, this will make a lot of sense. The twin souls resolution or their union only comes together once you start doing the dharma. You have to go through the ancestral initiation, which means a lot of transcending the karma, right? Transcending the karma. This is what is going to bring the other soul into resolution, or this is what's going to bring about the twin soul reunion. So I remember after I did some of my cleansings, some of the karmic work, I then dreamt, right, of my twin, and I dreamt not only of him, I dreamt of his family. His mother was there, his father was there, all right, and I was like, whoa, why am I seeing these people? I've not seen them in years. And they were like, well, we've always been sort of like a part, all right, of your soul family. So the ancestors, guys, are also in this thing, all right? There's a partnership between your ancestors. There's a partnership between that person's ancestors, and you guys are here, all right, to heal karmic bonds, heal yourselves in the process, and sort of like awaken to the highest consciousness. Unconditional love and selfless love. That is what this whole journey is about. All right, so the union does take place. It takes place after you have transcended the karma and now working on the dharma. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. This was about the twin soul and the twin flame phases and stages. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time. Remember that eating and living well is a form of self-respect, so respect yourself.